Hey everybody, welcome to Teach You to Trade, Trade with Nick. Today, I want to talk to you guys about mastering the tools of the trade. Behind me, you guys can see this is the S&P 500 chart since the 1970s. And look at this crazy move, right? We've been growing at an exponential rate, especially since 2015. We are no longer trading like an index. We're actually trading more like a stock with returns upwards of 20%. And this is not something that is typically sustainable, especially for an index, but this is how we can grow wealth in the markets if we know how to take advantage of opportunities. And that's basically what we are doing as professional traders. So today's lesson is going to be on mastering the tools of the trade. And when I say mastering the tools of the trade, I'm talking about your trading platform. And so like anybody who is in any profession, like a carpenter who must know how to use all the tools of their trader toolbox, or a fisherman who needs to master the fisherman's toolbox, right? And how to put bait and how to use their fishing pole. A trader needs to master the tools of their trade. And this is an area that a lot of traders tend to overlook, and this is a huge disadvantage, because if you know how to use your trading platform and how to use advanced orders, this is going to give you the edge so that you can execute your trades flawlessly without having to think. It's like breathing, right? If you see an opportunity, boom, you're right in it, and you don't have to think about, oh, am I putting in a limit order, a market order, etc. So number one in mastering the tools of the trade is knowing your trading platform. And when I talk about knowing your trading platform, it could be Thinkorswim, Tasty Trade, whatever you're comfortable with, but make sure that your platform has advanced tools such as placing advanced orders. This is your trading mechanics. Having a sophisticated charting software where you can look at candlestick charts, you can look at different indicators. And then a trading tool that a lot of traders don't know how to use is creating a watch list. Because remember, as a trader, your searches should feed your watch list, and then your watch list should then feed your trades. People don't see how that is step by step, right? They just think, oh, I'm going to look at this chart and I'm going to enter this trade now. No, you need to have a watch list so that you can put in alerts and wait for a confirmation to enter the trade. And then last, but definitely not least, is mastering your trading journal. This is one of the most important tools of the trade, because if you don't know how to keep track of why you got in, what price you got in, then you won't be able to repeat the process, because trading is all about focusing on the process and evaluating your trades to make sure that you're on the right path. So let's get started with number one, getting to know your trading platform. First, you got to know how to open and fund your trading platform, how to navigate your trading platform, and let's take a look at the Thinkorswim platform as an example. So the monitor tab is where you're going to be able to look at your overall positions, right? What you're buying, what you're selling, and making sure that you know how to navigate what prices you got in. You also need to make sure that you know what your filled orders are, what are your working orders, and how do you read that. Also, you got to know your account statement, right? Looking at what different positions you have, where your profit and targets are, what your profit and losses are coming from, your order history, your trade history, and your account summary to take a look at how well you're doing this year. The next is getting to know your trade tab. How are you going to place different orders, right? So, for example, if I want to look at NVIDIA, making sure that you know how to look up ticker symbols, how to place, buy a stock, sell a stock, how to look at your different option chains, and making sure that you're familiar with how to buy and sell by clicking on the bid or the ask, and looking down here, looking at the different order types, different prices, and good to cancel, etc. As an options trader, you want to learn how to analyze your risk graph. And then last is, how do you read a stock chart? Do you have your chart set up so that you can easily look at different time frames and making sure you're looking at candlesticks, whether it's a 5-minute chart, a 1-year chart, a daily chart, how to draw on your chart, right? If you want to click on, oh, I saw a doji candle, or I saw a big hammer candle, making sure you know how to highlight and draw on your charts, as well as if you want to trade from your charts, you can even buy and sell from your charts. Say I want to buy this, I can put in an order, and there, I have an order to buy it, I can drag it, etc. So these are all things that you need to know when you're getting to know your trading platform. Next is your trading mechanics. How are you going to buy stock, or how are you going to buy options? You know, you need to know how to enter trades like a professional, whether or not you're buying, selling, opening, closing, how to navigate your platform again, how to exit a trade like a pro by using stop losses, limit orders to take your profits like a pro. For example, let me go back to the trading platform. Let's say I wanted to buy a stock, and I wanted to put in a stop loss and a profit target, making sure that you know how to put in a first triggers OCO, meaning if I buy this stock, I'm going to create an opposite order to sell it at a profit, and I'm going to, oops, let me put that as a sell, right? And making sure that you know how to put in a stop loss as well as a profit target, and knowing that your stop loss always has to be below the price, and a limit to sell it is always at a price above, because that is how you enter these trades to make sure that your broker knows exactly what you're doing. And then when you click confirm and send, you can actually see your orders working on the chart. So if I actually just zoom back out, you'll see that I have my orders all set up here where they're linked together, and I can automatically, here, let me delete that chart, and you can see you have a first triggers OCO. If this order is triggered, I have a stop loss and a profit target in place. So that is quickly how you use the trading mechanics, how to set it and forget it, because once you learn how to place these advanced orders, you're going to remove yourself from the equation, remove your emotions. And then third, how to read a stock chart, right? Reading a stock chart is very important. Am I going to use a line chart versus a candlestick chart? Of course, professionals are going to use candlestick charts because they give you the most information. How do you do multiple time frame analysis, like looking at a 5-minute chart, looking at a daily chart, looking at a 6-month chart, and then zooming in? And then, of course, how to draw trend lines like I just showed you earlier. And then how do you trade off of the charts if you want to just look at your charts and say this is a good entry point. Creating a watch list is also another very important tool of the trade. How do you enter stocks into a watch list? Different types of watch list, and then how do you set alerts in your watch list? So for example, if I wanted to create a certain watch list, I have right here certain watch list I typically take a look at. If I want to go and say my personal watch list, my Master Trader Academy, these are stocks that I have, and I can easily go through and look at my stocks very easily by just easily clicking down and just going through each stock one by one. And if I see a stock that is approaching a level of support or resistance, I can easily identify that. Like for example, here we have TYL. You can see this stock is consolidating at a support level. So if I were looking to enter a buy order, right, I would say, oh, this is popping up on my screen. I can create an alert by right-clicking, and so create alert. And if this stock gets at or above 458, it will ping me so that I don't have to stare at the screen. I can see that there is a confirmation bounce. Let's just quickly look at some other ones since we're here. Here's eBay, right, bouncing off of a $80 support level. Let's look at GoDaddy. GoDaddy has been trending way down. And then last I had Eli Lilly, right? Look at this stock. Had a nice run up from about 800 all the way up to 1100. Had a very natural pullback, and then boom, we're bouncing off of this. And if it continues this uptrend, we still have quite a ways to go before we meet our prior high. That is our watch list. And then last, making sure you know how to use your trading journal. Your trading journal is where you're going to track and evaluate your trades, how to track your overall portfolio, making sure that you learn from your past mistakes so that you can become a better trader over the next set of trades. So in summary, mastering all the tools of your trade is an essential part of your trading success. You must be able to flawlessly execute your trades and master the tools of the trade. A good tool improves the way you work. A great tool improves the way you think. So that's just briefly overview of mastering the tools of the trade. Over the next few days and weeks, I'm going to go over the 7 trading essentials, which is 1, beginning with the end in mind, making sure you have realistic goals. 2, mastering the tools of the trade. 3, mastering the markets. How do you identify patterns? 4, mastering your money, risk management, portfolio management. 5, mastering your plan, making sure you know exactly what your trading rules are to get in and out of trades. And then last, but not least, is mastering your mindset, your psychology. How do you keep from becoming your own worst enemy? Because we are our own worst enemies, our emotions. And I'll give you a quick tip. In order to master your emotions, make sure you trade small and you master your mechanics, where you set it and forget it, and you don't always have to be tied to the screen because you've already planned the trade beforehand. And then once you get to level 2, we'll talk about mastering your strategies, because trading stocks, buying and selling, anybody can do that. But if you want to be a strategic investor, a strategic trader, that's when we level up to options, where we can learn how to put probabilities on our side and how to trade like the house. And we use our money more efficiently and more effectively by using the leverage of options. So that is a quick little recap. Hopefully you guys learned the importance of mastering the tools of the trade, and I'll see you next week. Everyone have a great weekend, and stay tuned for some more great content, as well as some trade ideas that I'll be showing and sharing with you, as well as some of my strategies that I use when I see a particular setup. Because remember, number 1, you got to identify an opportunity. Number 2, you got to select a strategy that matches your outlook, because an opportunity is there. Do you want to buy stock to take advantage of it, or do you want to build a high probability options trade using leverage to take advantage of that opportunity?